Here we have Hickspethia pinnatifolia, or red Boppel Nut. They are a small tree growing to around 10 metres tall. They are a component of the understory that make up subtropical rainforests of the east coast of Australia. They are found from the Coffs Harbour region and all the way up to the scenic rim in southern Queensland. The leaves get quite large. They grow from 40 to 100 centimetres, and they have these very distinct, sharp, toothed margins. Also below the leaf, there's very prominent reticulate veins on the bottom of the leaf. That is quite a good giveaway. Red Boppel Nut is listed as vulnerable in New South Wales and Queensland, and especially down south around the Coffs Harbour region, they are quite rare. Nearby are two larger specimens. This one looks to be maybe 5 metres tall, and then even closer, have an even larger specimen. They're quite interesting, straggly looking trees with just a single trunk, and they have quite a distinct bark if you know what to look for. Not sure how well you can see this on camera, but this specimen is beginning to flower, and they develop this sort of interesting sort of droop from the main trunk. There's another one there, and they're sort of this purpley browny cream colour emerging from the trunk, and they apparently have a very sickly sweet smell. Here's a close-up on one of those flower droops. They almost look like a crazy hairbrush or something, I don't know. Now these trees are quite common in regrowth after clearing, especially under camphor cover, which is an interesting statistic that people have found. They more commonly grow under camphor cover than in regenerated sites, which is strange. But anyway, these trees are very, very hardy. There's a funny story of my dad not knowing what this tree was on our property. He chopped it off right at the base. And obviously when I found out what it was, I was quite mad at him, and I went to go find the stump. However, when I arrived, to my surprise, it was regrowing from the base. It was re-sprouting and doing all this crazy stuff, and it had come back from the dead. I was amazed. So I fenced it off now, and I'm starting to get a small Boppel Nut regrowing, which is awesome. Now you may be wondering, why is it called red Boppel Nut? What's the meaning behind it? Well, it's about the seeds. Although the specimen doesn't have any seeds on it currently, it produces these red sort of nuts from the flower droops soon after they form. And there can be numerous along each one. They're around the size of a golf ball. And I mean, I think they're called nuts because they are edible, but I wouldn't take my word for it because I don't want to get in trouble or something if you die from it. But yeah, when the Boppel Nut releases its seeds, they drop nearby to the mother tree. As you can see, there's a few small ones growing here, and this would have been where the seeds would have landed. Now, I don't know if many birds can transport the seeds, hence why when you have a wild population, there's usually a stand of them quite close together. But I'd have to research that a bit more, because I'm not sure. Growing the red Boppel Nut is quite a simple process. It just involves planting the seed just a little bit below ground level with just a little bit of seed raising mix on top. And could that be it's starting to shoot? I'm not sure. Might be just some grass. Here's a red Boppel Nut that I've grown from seed. One other thing I forgot to mention as well is that they're easy to grow but hard to establish and grow quite big. So that's something to watch out for. I hope you've learned something from watching this video, and if you've watched till the end, you're an absolute legend. Cheers.